will give.
And I'm very pleased to see you all again. So I'm Sara, and I studied in Naples. I graduated there and also discussed my PhD there in Arabic studies, with a particular interest in Arabic manuscript tradition, let's say, in different perspectives. Then I joined EuQu project in January 2020, so it's just 1 year now. And within this framework, I'm working on the history of early modern Oriental philology in connection with the formation of historical collections of Oriental manuscript in Italian libraries, and following in particular the traces of the Orientalists' engagement with the Quran. Until now, I've been working mainly on material preserved in different libraries in Florence, Rome, and Venice mainly, but I'm now extending to the research to libraries in other cities. My main focus, or better, the starting point of my research, rise of the Via Medici. It is quite a well-known episode. It was a pioneering typographical press established in Rome in 1584 and devoted to the edition of texts in Oriental languages. It was financed by the Pope Gregory XIII and by the Cardinal Ferdinando de' Medici, who lately became also the Grand Duke of Tuscany, and directed by Giovanni Battista Raimondi. Its foundation responded exactly to their interest, in fact. So the religious ones for the Pope, mainly aiming at the unification of the Eastern churches to the Roman one, but not only. And the economic ones, aiming at opening the Eastern market to the trade of printed books. And the scientific ones, in a typical humanistic perspective, I would say. These aims were reflected by the texts they published, mainly grammars, scientific and Christian texts. But the manuscript material collected for the press, thanks to the cooperation of merchants, diplomats, and Arab-speaking collaborators active within the religious colleges founded in Rome in the same years, was much more rich. They were mainly Oriental Christian and converted people. Some of the people involved in collecting or copying the manuscript were named for specific commissions, congregazioni, each aiming at a specific editing project. And we have, in particular, accounts regarding the Polyglot Bible Commission. And in fact, the Polyglot Bible was partially published in, let's say, at least for the Arabic Gospels with the Latin translation. Then for the Ibn Sina text, and this was actually more than one could expect it, because the commission was organized for the publication of the Qanun, but finally they also published the metaphysic text of Ibn Sina. And finally, that's why I'm in the project actually, they also have a project for the edition and translation of the Quran, which actually was never published. Fortunately, large amount of documents related to the activities of the Typographia Medician are preserved, and they reflect the various stages of this project. So I will show you, okay. I'm sorry, there is of course the Italian transcription, but this is the first note I found in the archive regarding the project for the edition of the Quran. It was, I would call it an application to obtain the financement from the Cardinal, where the project is explicitly set. Then there is another document attesting the active operation of this commission and the people involved in it, among whom we have this very famous patriarch who was the owner of the first, of the inception of the Arabic manuscript collection of the Typographia Medicea. And then the most important and interesting documents are related to the activities that Giovanni Battista Raimondi started and engaged with the text. So this is a manuscript that is preserved in the Laurentiana, which could be possibly the manuscript from which he took the text of the Quran, which he translated through via a Persian tafsir. I'm not really sure about the correspondence between his texts and this manuscript, because assets and his activities are mainly related to the second surah. So I cannot make a direct confrontation at the moment, but I hope to do it soon. So the one is very particular in also paleographically. It could come from the Afghan region, India maybe, but this is not surprising because the agents of the Typographia Medici traveled also in those regions. And this is part of the work made by Raimondi on the Quranic text. It is not actually a real lexicon because, as you can see, he made specific studies about the preposition. So here EuQu, and here I cannot see, but I think it's mean. Yes, it's mean. And of course, it's the Quranic text. So you can recognize the Fatiha text, and with the Persian translation. Here is another example of his study. It's again the text, and you can also see the explicit references, ex-Alq, which means ex-Al-Quran, and again the Arabic text and the Persian and Italian translation. I'm sorry because I cannot show another very nice document also related to these phases, but I mean the website of the library was shut down, and so for the moment I have no access to that document. And then I found this different other material in the Vatican library, which have been produced by the cooperators of the Typographia Medici. In this case, they were Moses of Mardin and Leonardo Abel, who were also involved in the censorship of the Polyglot Bible edition and the Ibn Sina edition. And they made I think, for the Typographia Medici, because Leonardo Abel was also mentioned in the commission for the Quranic edition, they make this translation of Christological passages of the Quran from Arabic, but with a translation in Syriac. So I stop here. I think I stop here, and maybe I would say something later, because I have something to share with the previous communication. So thank you.
Thank you very much.